Well, and you can't go around cucking sea turtles left and right. Like,
I mean,
it's not healthy.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to another Neon Apes episode. We have a new producer now,
and we're missing someone.
We are missing someone. There's a lot of things that happened.
Yeah,
right? So Daniel was swallowed up by our couch at home, and we got his legs out. I couldn't get any more of him out. He's fine. He's breathing. He's cool.
He's
but
just missing his upper torso.
It's just in the couch. We can't get him out.
Yeah,
so he'll probably be back next time. It's totally cool. And then Matthew unfortunately had to go to
turtle racing. He's really into turtles.
Yeah, so he finally found something to get into. We've been telling him he needs to get a hobby for a while now. And
turtle racing
it was. Yeah. So
we had to replace Matthew.
We had to outsource a little bit.
I think we got a pretty good replacement here.
Do you guys remember what was the name of that kid show? Did you ever watch it? Like Manny the it was like the one kid show with a Spanish dude, and his name was Manny the Builder or something like that.
Okay, there's Bob the Builder.
No.
He was a very white dude.
No.
There was also Go Diego Go.
No. It wasn't exploration.
Which was the spinoff of Dolora.
Hey Manny, could you look that up right quick, please? There was like a kid show that had it was like Manny something.
You see, I actually don't need to look it up because it's me. It's a Handy Manny. Actually.
Handy Manny, that's what it was. Handy Manny, yeah.
So we have a Handy Manny of our own.
Whoa! He's not ours.
I mean,
he's not ours.
Manny, we
don't even pay him. We can't.
I'm actually the Manny of the people.
People's Manny.
We're paying him in Neon Apes shares, which we are currently very in the negative.
This is weird slavery right here. I don't like this. We're gonna talk about magic stuff today. That's because we need a little bit of magic in our lives, because everywhere you look, you see examples of slavery. It's just you remember
there's real slavery, prison labor.
No, I'm talking about the whole World Cup. Not quick.
Where was it? Where the most recent World Cup was
Qatar. I don't know how to say it.
Something like that.
QATR.
But yeah, they brought in so many workers into the country, migrants, and they just they're not getting paid enough to live, so they're getting indebted in, and it's just the stereotypical
it's a cycle.
And then a bunch of them died. I think thousands and thousands of them died building.
I wonder if Mr. Beast could finish slavery.
Finish slavery?
Yeah, abolish it. I feel like he keeps doing things good. Eventually he's got to that's the thing he's doing to himself. He's got to keep doing better things, right? Because it's before it was he was giving some homeless dude an iPad 3, and now he's giving 20,000 people eyesight.
Vision.
Yeah. So,
or what was the recent one?
Shoes, I think.
Shoes.
It wasn't 20,000. It was 20,000 shoes.
Africa, or something like that.
So wait, was it actually 40,000 pairs of shoes, or 40,000 shoes, 20,000 pairs?
Yeah, but you don't count shoes in individual shoes.
I mean, that's cost, though.
Also. What is happening?
Okay, cut.
Yeah.
Oh, we're good. We're good. Oh.
So
okay,
apparently,
we're good.
The screen there went to sleep.
The screen went to sleep.
All
Apparently,
and that ruined the entire show.
Handy Man, no, we're gonna keep.
we're keeping it in. We're keeping it in.
That's why we got him, Handy Manny. Everyone.
Exactly. He fixed it.
He fixed it. I don't even think he touched it. I'm pretty sure he just looked at it and it fixed itself.
It just got scared.
Yeah.
I just have that menacing of an aura. I'd like to formally introduce myself as your one and only God.
Oh.
Not only that, but your president, CEO, and stockholders, all of them.
Okay.
And the stockholders.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
Well,
I think I'm pretty important now.
The last person to take that chair was God. I mean, I prayed every night to them.
we called him our voice of God. We called him Bernie. We called him our Bernie Bush.
Yeah, I'm okay with this.
We called it, and we're still figuring out this studio. Obviously, there's we're gonna keep getting better. I think even when we do shit like this is happening, right? This is still infinitely better than the older seasons.
We said a couple episodes ago, we broke in. We really don't
I don't know how things work.
Yeah,
we spent
we're learning as we go. Yeah.
Actually, how long? You guys got here at what? 5:15.
A little after.
It is 7:20.
Yeah, so we spent 2 hours
7:20
learning. Well, actually, Holden spent 2 hours learning. I sat on the couch right here for an hour without my phone. I only had nicotine because I didn't want to move because they kept needing me to talk because I guess I was the problem. I don't know. That's what I got out of it.
I just want you guys to know that Red is actually making things up right now. And
I don't know.
You guys will never know if I'm gaslighting Red, if Red is gaslighting us, if we're both gaslighting y'all. You won't really know.
Welcome to Neon Apes.
To give Manny a more of an introduction. Did we meet you in high school?
See,
Manny?
I knew Manny from our ex-affiliated religion.
Oh,
Yeah.
we talked about religion.
Yeah.
One of our
So I
episodes.
believe I met you, in the high school. But Red, yeah, I did
Wasn't
meet
it-
him in that place
Yeah, the
that
place-
shall not be named.
Yeah.
And for those of you guys that come from my streams as well, this is the one and only Codidus, or how do you pronounce your username? Is it Codidus?
Coditis?
Cotatus?
I say Cotatus.
Cotatus.
But that's just
Okay.
Yeah, that's them. That's them.
That's our handy Manny.
Manny.
So the show's actually called Handy Manny. Is that
Yeah.
what it was called?
Yeah.
It's a good show name.
Dude, I loved it. I mean, so like I had sisters growing up and they were like really young. So like when they were watching those kids show, I was like in my teens and I mean, I watched it because
Was it one of the ones that had like Spanish in it, like Go Diego Go and Door?
There was Spanish themes, but it was really whitewashed.
Because I remember your parents did something pretty cool where they had both
yeah.
of your sisters grow
Yeah.
up learning English and Spanish.
Yeah, they sent them to a like a preschool. So in preschool, from like the time they were like, I think they took them as young as 2, maybe 3, and so in kindergarten, so 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. Do they know Spanish now or no?
I don't.
Like base
My,
words, maybe.
dude, I honestly, I don't know that much.
Yeah.
I don't talk to them that much. My sisters are still growing up, so it's a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
Because then it wasn't like one
think
of your
she
parents
is, yeah.
were
I think
Hispanic or anything. They just thought it would be valuable for them to learn.
yeah. No, I
2
think my middle
languages.
sister is she's in like Spanish 4 or something, and she's
Damn.
only, yeah, so she's like ahead of the curve or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. Yeah, she's looking to go on like to film school and stuff in like California. That's what my mom told me the other day, and I'm like, holy shit, that because
Is
she's
she
like
gonna,
the
like-
sheltered one too, you know?
Man. Like so like for like college? Like
Yeah,
to
for
go
college, yeah,
Huh.
yeah, because she's theater kid now, so
Yeah. I hope that goes. Like, is she trying to be an actor or director? I guess you may not know.
tech theater. That's what she's doing right now,
Tech
but
theater.
somewhere in that field, you know how
Yeah.
it goes.
Well,
Change
yeah,
it
because
up.
that's the thing. There's a lot. Man, that's the thing though. Is where we live. Obviously, we live in Texas, and there's a lot of big film hubs
Yeah.
around us. Dallas, in particular,
Yeah.
is a.
I mean, not
is a
even
really
starting
big one.
Austin, dude. Austin's one of the
yeah,
biggest like
Austin's
creative
good.
outlets there is in.
Yeah, especially for music, I
for a
know,
while, yeah.
in Austin and stuff like that. Obviously, LA is a great place, but LA, you're spending what, like 5 extra times the amount of money on
Oh, talk
food,
about
on
slavery,
rent,
man.
on
Talk about
school.
slavery.
Like, oh my gosh, like I can't even imagine. But yeah, no, so yeah, you had met Manny and
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
in good old religion, I think my experience was we used to every single day, probably for about 2 or 3 years of our high school experience. Every day after school, we would all just chill in the library and
play
play Magic the Gathering.
Because you know why I was always there? Because I could never do shit. And
Oh,
like
because
that
your
was,
parents would
yeah.
always like the second you go home.
They're like, all right, go to your room. Like, Mom, I'm a teenager. My dad's like, nope, don't talk back. Go to your room.
It's not time for your 6 p.m. spankings yet. Like, if you had told me as a kid that you had regularly scheduled spankings, I honest to God would believe you. Like, I believe you. Like, I don't. Like, I know we've talked about it before on the podcast, but like, I don't know. His parents were the type of parents that were like, "You're just not allowed." Like, can I hang
No,
out?
that's
No,
the
you
thing.
hung out yesterday.
My
The
dad
fuck
told
does
me a
that
couple.
mean?
My
Like,
dad told me a couple times he didn't believe in beatings, right? But that did not like grounding was a whole nother thing. Which honestly, I would.
So did you ever get spanked?
Oh yeah. No, I still got spanked.
They didn't believe in it, but
Well, I got spanked. Like I feel like less than I would have if his dad didn't beat him.
So it's all like he didn't believe in beatings, but
Yeah, I still gotta punish you.
yeah,
So-
I got spanked probably like, I don't know, 20, 30 times as a kid.
Yeah,
I
dude,
don't know.
I remember the first time because he's like technically my stepdad, but he adopted me. I remember the first time we were in the apartment before we even moved in with him. He was over And
So he wasn't officially like he hadn't adopted you at this point.
no, because him and my mom weren't married; they were just dating.
Okay.
And I've most of that's hazy, but I remember this specifically. He looked at me and like told me to go do something because I was playing my Game Boy, and I turned around and told him to shut up, and he instantly leaped over the couch, had a belt, like just whipped it out.
Oh, like a belt?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
well then okay.
And then
No, yeah, you cannot
then
call using a belt a spanking
no. Well, after that, it was never a belt.
because that's a beating.
Yeah. But I ran around for a while before he caught me because I was a little Riley one back then.
And that's
dude.
also very different. Like it's not even your kid at that point. Like how you gonna
child.
beat a kid that's
child.
not yours?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean they've been dating for a while now. It wasn't like, just straight out of the gate beatings. But
me daddy.
that was a whole thing, dude. Oh man, now we're bringing back weird memories. That was a whole thing because like I called him Danny for, because like he's not my dad until a certain point. So I went from calling him Danny to, calling him,
At least
dad.
it's already DA.
Yeah, so it just changed like 2 words or 2 letters,
So what do you think about? I'm curious on both of your guys' opinions about spanking in general, because I think I'm gonna try to be like one of those, like if I am a parent, like me and Caitlin have been like always talked about having kids, but now that the world is just ending more and more,
Perfect
like
time to make a baby.
we're kind of like more leaning towards okay, maybe we don't necessarily need to have kids, or we're like more okay with the thought of not having kids, but if we do. I definitely want to try to be one of the like more like the gentle parenting.
Absolutely.
At the very least, like
spanking is
no
an absolute,
spanking.
It's
like
well,
that's
I would say it's an absolute last resort, and we say this not even knowing our kids could just be little fucking
absolutely
hellraisers.
like because I was the shittiest
Yeah,
kid.
no, I was-
I know you were a shitty kid
But
too.
I wonder if that was a byproduct. I wonder how much of that was a byproduct from what we learned and saw from our parents. Because it's like who we are now is like honestly like not to shit talk our parents, but I feel like we've outgrown them. Like we've completely just like surpassed what they were, and we become something new, which is what I think the relationship is supposed to be like. But I wonder how much like your kid picks up on like your stress or whatever, and then they just become this little hellraiser, or if they were always just gonna be a little hellraiser.
Well, and obviously it's like like. You can, because there's also the thing of like I want to do the exact opposite, right? There are some things that like my dad did growing up. Like I definitely think I had some of the best parents. I'm just going to say that. I think I had some of the best parents out there. My dad definitely, had some, I think issues with, anger sometimes. Still does sometimes. Infinitely better though. And I was an angsty kid, and like as an angsty kid, you're going to try to rebel, and that just makes things worse. I don't know where it was. Oh, but like, so the couple things that I, remember not liking about how my dad parented me. Dude, these TVs going crazy here. But
you just keep
want to do
fixing
the
it on the
exact
spot.
opposite. Like, it's like, like they spanked me. I want to make sure I don't spank. Did you get beat or spanked, Manuel? Or Manny as a kid?
So I don't think I did. If I did, it was like one time that I can barely remember. But my 2 cents on the subject is that there's countless studies that physical violence and like that sort of like authoritarian sort of parenting style does not work. You do not create people that are good that way. You either create people that are going to rebel against you in spite, or you're going to create people that fear you. And people that fear you don't know right from wrong. They just know how to shut up and like not do anything, right?
Yeah, not like just like walk on eggshells.
Yeah.
Like they just learn how to like walk on eggshells. Cause like that's like you
I
always
just
hear
think
those,
I always thought there was a better way to like, even when it was happening to me, I'm like half the time, like if they had just stopped and listened to the kid, me in that instance, like listen to what I was saying. Like, I don't know, the reasonings were just like, and I'm talking about my specific case, but it's like their will over me, right? They want to make me do certain things and act certain ways. That's why they
it's
got
my
to
way
that
or the
point.
highway. You live under my roof.
And I think that was the really toxic behavior. So just having more like
conversations.
Yeah, and like fluidity with your kid and the dynamics of it, because it's a kid, it's gonna grow,
Yeah. Well, because like, that's the thing. Like you can, the outcome can be the same, right? If you're having a kid that is literally throwing a temper tantrum because he is not getting his 3rd ice cream cone for the day.
Yeah.
Like, like the end goal is like still going to be you are not getting an ice cream cone, but like you could like maybe try to like sit them down and like have a conversation and be like, hey, like, so
diabetes is a thing.
Talk about like, like we don't want to give you a tummy ache, or, obviously the language depends on
You need to
how
go
old
through
the
a
kid
whole
is.
multi-level marketing pyramid scheme about how obese obesity is the #1 cause of deaths in
Yeah,
America.
just like pull up, like, yeah, so death is a thing where we don't know what happens. And if you eat too much ice cream, you're going
You
to
could die,
up.
yeah, so-
Also, I think it's okay to like lie to kids at a certain point. Like, you know,
Well,
you'd be
that's
like,
what we do
well,
with
if you eat
Santa.
too much ice cream, you know, the ice cream fairy is going to come and, you know.
No, I mean, like, you got to make them better lies than that, though,
Oh,
because,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
once
yeah.
the kid realizes that the threat of the ice cream fairy is no longer looming over them, they're just going to eat a bunch of ice cream.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully they'll figure out the
Yeah,
consequences
that is
themselves.
that is the thing. Yeah, well, because like that's the thing. I know, like in particular with like you know, just eating food and stuff. You know, when someone grows up like not being allowed to like eat very many desserts or you know, processed, you know, food or whatever, the second they move out, you know, they're gonna like you said, yeah, they're gonna like, you
Yeah.
know, when I first moved out, I think I gained like 40 or 50 pounds because I
Same.
would drive like for a meal. This was like an average meal. I would drive, I would go to Sonic, I would buy like a foot long chili cheese like the thing, all the tater tots, and then I wouldn't get a drink because then I would go to Whataburger and I would buy a vanilla shake and an apple pie
Yeah.
and bring it all home. And
then have munchies
inhale it
later
in
that
5
night.
seconds, and then still
Yeah.
eat a bunch of snacks afterwards.
Yeah. Dude, I was the same way, dude. Like after, like once I finally started like smoking weed and like rebelling or whatever, because I never had money either. So like for some reason I don't remember why, but I had enough money to like really eat out, you know, consistently, and that was about it. Might have been working at that time, but like, dude, I got so fat because I was always eating fucking Whataburger,
Fast food,
yeah,
yeah.
fast food, and like, because you know, specifically Whataburger, because it was the only thing that was open. But and then it like, yeah, it was just I was like, oh, you know,
Well, and also like I remember like kind of like in those like periods of time where we're like, you know, we were like rebelling or whatever you want to call it. Even just like when we first, like I think it was like when we first got our cars, right?
Yeah,
Like
really.
instead of a new way to hang out with friends was to go get food, right?
Yeah.
Like Matthew, as an example, I used to work at a UPS store, and there was an amazing pho restaurant like right by. So probably because this was when you were a dumbass and joined the army, which I don't know if we've ever actually talked too much about on the podcast. Maybe we get into that, but I would just like
there
at
is no
least
magic
once a
in the
week-
army.
There's no magic in the army. But yeah, like Matthew would meet me, you know, at the pho restaurant like once, because that was when I lived like way further, you know, when I moved out into my first apartment, and so instead of like hanging out, we would just be like, okay, well, let's just like eat pho and talk for 2.5 hours, you
Yeah.
know, and. That was obviously later, but yeah, when we first got our cars, we were going to, you know, because that's the thing. When we used to do that, we used to walk. There was a kind of place that we could walk to. It would take us 45 minutes. We would walk through our neighborhood. We would walk across the
yeah.
main street.
Yeah.
It was a 45-minute
ordeal.
process to go get food, and then sometimes we would call one of our parents to pick us up. But at least we walked an hour to get
It was
there.
always Matthew's mom too.
Like, yeah.
she always came and got us because it was like what, like a 10-minute drive, if that.
I think so. Yeah, I remember one
But
time.
just 'cause we took back roads, it was all scenic and stuff. Yeah.
And I remember, I think one time, one of the first times I had I was like dating Alex or whatever back like when like I think that was high school, and like fuck it, I still cringe so much because you don't know like how relationships work or whatever. So like one of the first dates I think we went to one of the fuzzies or whatever
Yeah.
there, and
Wait,
I think
Continue.
Fuzzy's Tacos
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
I don't know, one of those places. Or no, it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
Fuzzy's, but it's a different
Yeah.
one. I don't, yeah,
That burger
And-
place.
Not the it was the taco place next to the I just don't remember
Taco place next to the burger place.
next to the burger place
right across the street from the subway. Please don't dox us.
But I remember I think I walked there because I didn't have a car, so I think I walked there, and her parents had dropped her off or whatever, and then you know we had lunch or whatever, and then her parents came and picked her up.
But not
and they
you?
were like, "Oh, do you want like a ride home or whatever?" And I was like,
want to seem like a
"Nah,
pleb?
I'm okay."
didn't
Like
want to
trying to
seem like a
act all
pleb?
badass, and then I had to like walk 45 minutes back. And
No, that's what I would have done in
like-
that situation too. I would have done the exact same thing.
that's
I'm
like
like,
a
no,
whole-
no, it's okay. Yeah, I'm cool. Act all tough, you know.
And then like I just like was like I remember like walking because it was like hot as I was like sweating.
Yeah, summertime.
That was not as like now that I think about it, like I got to imagine. I don't remember, but I got to imagine I showed up to that date sweaty as fuck.
Oh
like
yeah, most definitely.
walking 45
It's okay. She probably
minutes,
was really sweaty
like-
too.
Like man, holy cow! But yeah, freaking. I'm trying to think like any other. Okay, let's get into the. Do we want to get into the military stuff?
I mean,
Like, I don't know how much there is to get
that's
into
a whole
it.
nother. That's a whole. That's like that reveals like that's like opening up my mind and showing you some core mechanics of how I operate. And I'll just pass on. It's not magical, like I said.
It's
Let's
not
talk about
magical.
No, I was gonna say let's talk about like some of the magic moments, like Magic the Gathering in the library.
Okay. We gotta all. Oh, unless did you have something? I already thought I have like a quick thing. that we
go,
can all
yeah,
reminisce
go,
on.
yeah.
We all have a friend. I'm gonna call you out by first name. I don't think you're watching this podcast, but my boy Ian.
Oh, shit.
My boy
Yep.
Ian.
Dude.
He was one of our great friends. He was in GT with us. He would go to board game nights and everything. I don't think he is anymore. But as a kid, he was a rampant cheater.
Dude,
and
bad.
he played a deck called
Bad.
Slivers. And Slivers are...
It's the easiest deck to cheat with.
Yeah, because like one sliver will say all your slivers get death touch. One card will say...
Wait,
oh,
these
yeah,
people
we
don't know
probably could
Magic.
explain
Yeah.
that,
So like essentially Magic, you put down creatures and they attack each other, et cetera, et cetera. This deck revolved around buffing itself, right? So he would just put out a really good card that just buffed this normal thing, and then that normal thing would have all of that good mechanics.
Yeah, like they all buffed each other. So it'd be like all slivers kill someone when they touch. All slivers have haste, which means they can attack
quick,
first
yeah.
thing. All slivers you can tap for mana, which just means you could use your slivers to pay for other slivers. Literally
Crazy.
every mechanic Magic has.
And so it's the easiest
there's
thing
like a
to do
sliver
because
for
he
it.
would just keep, some fucking
He'd
cards
give
in his
himself the
ass.
perfect hand.
Yeah, or that's the other thing.
And
not
he would
shuffle.
money match people.
Yeah, that
Did
was
you
the
ever
thing,
lose
yeah.
money to Ian money matching? Did he ever rope you in, Manuel?
Oh, well,
Penny?
I'd like to preface this statement by saying that the camera has turned off, so my beautiful face will not be in the rest of the video. But
He is
I did not
dead.
money match him. I don't think I did. I at least if I did, I don't remember it.
Okay,
So it wasn't
okay.
as
No, I remember because that was like a whole thing. We were money matching at that. There was one specific little crook in the library too, right when you walk in, that little corner.
Yeah, that's where we all.
yeah, that was our corner.
So we all did that. So I couldn't make you guys go the whole rest of the episode without seeing Manny's absolute gorgeous fucking face.
I mean, just look at that face.
I mean, it's so.
Just look at that face.
No, yeah.
Just look at that face. Cool eye.
And I'm so happy, Manny, that you're like. Most likely, unless Manny gets into turtle racing as well.
Bro, I swear to God, Manny, if you get into turtle racing,
please don't get into turtle racing.
Please.
We love you. Because the thing
Who's
is,
going to
is,
stop
like,
me?
We what?
me, I'll stop you.
We will sabotage all the turtles in your turtle races.
No, I'll just bet on the other ones and sabotage it so you lose a lot of money and you have no choice but to come back to us when we get big, asking to be back on the show so you can pay your bills to the massive turtle racing organization.
This is a massive operation. Just
Don't worry,
to,
I play the long game.
The long
You could have just
con.
bought a bunch of straws if you wanted to kill the turtles.
Oh, okay. This. I think I told Red this. I'm stealing this from. I think someone posted it in our like private Discord that we have with Manny and other people. But someone posted in our like NSFW channel or whatever. It was some random anime profile picture or something. But it was captioned like I'm going to like make. I make your girl like suck on my strap on, and I call her like my sea turtle because she's choking on plastic or something. I can't remember the first part of it, but we're gonna do that to you if you quit, Manny.
Whoa. Okay. First of all,
Shit.
I'm just gonna film. Okay.
You're just gonna film?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm no contact, no hands on.
Are you into a cuckery?
No, I'm just filming for my database.
What about
What?
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 I said.
What did you say?
I'd like to
Database.
say, as the current cameraman, I'd like to say that filming is not cuckery. On the record.
because it's not like you guys aren't mine. No,
We can be.
No, then that would be cuckery. If I were to like be like, oh, you're mine, and then let you get fucked, that'd be a cuck.
That also
Well-
just be a polyamorous relationship.
Like when do the
wait. When does it?
when does it
Oh,
when does,
did you get off on it?
no you get off on being humiliated that
No, I don't think it's
your
hu-
person is
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I guess.
So maybe that's a monogamous point of view.
I don't know. There's
I
a
don't
lot-
know. There's a whole. That's a whole can of worms.
Why did we start
See,
talking?
you could be
Why did you
poly-
start talking about this, Holden?
sea turtles?
Could not.
Okay.
Well, and you can't go around cucking sea turtles left and right. Like,
I mean-
it's not healthy.
I feel like in this situation, I am that sea turtle from Finding Nemo. That's all like, hey, dude, like surfs up, and you guys are the sharks, like trying to fuck.
Sharks trying to fuck?
The turtle.
I think I missed that point of the
I
movie.
think we watched a different Finding Nemo.
No, man, it's the same place you find the B movie. You just go to the search category.
Oh, I watched the B movie on like Discord
I watched.
because people can like post the whole B movie as like a
I just watched it on Pornhub like the rest of the world.
freaking. So I saw something apparently on Disney Plus. There's like I think it's like a 30-minute or 45-minute looping scene of just like an underwater like aquarium of like all the characters, and I just keep seeing people on TikTok being like, "This is the best shit to watch." Hi, I swear to fucking God,
Dude, yeah, no, because like ever since I got my laptop, I've been looking for stuff when I'm
you should
not
talk
like.
about that. Yeah, I don't think.
Oh yeah, I
people
got a
don't know.
laptop.
Which
Woo!
okay, no, but you're okay. No, I gotta hype this
Yeah,
up a little bit
yeah.
more because we growing up as a kid, so going back to kind of all the childhood
childhood
stuff.
shit, yeah.
I think the only console you had was your dad's N64.
No, that
which
was mine. That was mine. I wasn't allowed to play it. They would hide the cables on me.
is mine, but I was just only allowed to look at
Same
it.
for the PlayStation. I had an N64, and then I had a PS2. The first console I ever got was a Game Boy, though. Ironically enough, I lost it on an airplane, and my grandmother and grandfather, God bless, gave me another one. They mailed it to me, and they did the same thing when I lost the DS on the airplane, and my parents were pissed about both of it. It was a whole thing.
Okay, before you finish that, I lost my DS on an airplane. And it was in a packet, like it was in a carrying case.
Yeah, mine too.
With like a million games.
Did you leave it in the seat?
Yes, in the seat. But my fucking dad,
No.
MVP. No, this is a good story. Good story. We
salty.
make it to the parking lot, and I tell my dad, like, oh no, like I was a kid. My dad turns around, fucking sprints, dude. We do not see that man for 30 minutes. He comes back with the fucking DS. I don't know how, because they closed gates. Like I don't know what my dad had to do. Like
He James Bonded that
threatened to
shit. The
blow
plane
up
was
the
on its way out the
airplane.
terminal, and he clung onto the wing and said, "Hey."
Because
That's wild.
So I feel bad that I had a good story.
Yeah, no, I
You
just,
did it.
I mean, I had a good story too. I lost all my save files, which at that point, dude, who knows how many hours in Pokemon I had.
Oh man.
But
Yeah, but so yeah, because I remember they would always steal the cables from your PlayStation and stuff.
That's how I got
you
so
couldn't
good
use it.
with cables, man. Because I just was dude, I was connecting TVs to PlayStations when I was like 5, man.
I
And
remember
that was
'cause-
back before it was HDMI
Yeah, the
too.
red, yellow, white,
and that's not hard either. You just go
AC.
red to red and white
Yellow
to white.
to yellow.
Yeah, yellow to colors. But like, dude, what was a question in my mind? I was like, what if they're not? What if it's red to white?
It's
And
a
I-
secret code.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But I was like, oh, this is so much easier.
Because I do remember the times where you did have the cables.
Yeah. Well, eventually I just got smart and bought my own cables.
I was gonna say yeah, because how did you go to GameStop and ask if they sold separate things?
Yeah, dude, that was my grandmother, and they were the fucking go, dude. Like because they lived about an hour and a half away when they moved to Texas, and we like, you know, I'd just been weekends over there, but they would always take me to GameStop because I would ask, and I'd have like maybe 25, 30 bucks just saved up, and they would pay the little bit extra to get a game. And yeah, eventually I got smart and I bought my own power cables, an HDMI cable, and that took a while.
So did you have to do the thing where like when you would hear your parents coming home, you would unplug the cables, hide it in your room? Did they ever find it?
Yeah, no, like when I first started, like, dude, this was all trial and error. So like there were times where like I would just quickly turn off the TV and not unplug it, and then like run to my room because I didn't have it in my room, of course. And then they would come in and like he would come up the stairs and he like checked the cables to see if they were plugged in, and they were, and he would like wake me up. So then I was like, okay, I just need to do this at like any hour of the night that they're in the room. And so like if they're in the room, I'm pretty much safe. But like, yeah, if they come out, you turn off the TV right
Because you
quick.
could hear them going up the stairs.
Oh yeah,
right?
absolutely. And they always, I don't know, he walked pretty slow, so I had enough time. But yeah, dude, there was a couple times. It didn't honestly happen that much. They didn't check as much as I
Yeah.
got older. But yeah, there was a couple times, dude, like ninja fucking run to the fucking room as I'm like going out the way, because I would leave it so I could exit quickly and pull
Yeah.
them on my way out.
I remember when kind of a similar story. My because I got into PC gaming pretty early, probably like at the very least, like even though when I was like still technically having a console, I got really into like indie games on
Yeah.
my laptop. Binding of Isaac, Rogue Legacy,
Like what was that? Realm of the Mad God.
Realm of the Mad God,
yeah.
yeah. And you know the basic things like TF2 and stuff like that. But I remember getting super into Binding of Isaac. Right, I got hundreds and hundreds of hours, and my parents wouldn't let me use my laptop, or I guess it was their laptop, use it in my room. Like it was
Yeah.
the same thing. It had to be on the desk, and it was right next to the front window.
Yeah.
And so I was grounded like a lot. And I remember my dad, like, because I would be pretending to study, but I would be playing Binding of Isaac, doing the stereotypical alt tabbing
Yeah.
or whatever. And I remember one time my dad like walked into the room, right, alt tabbed or whatever, and he walked out the front door. So I thought he was leaving.
Oh.
Alt tab back.
Yeah.
This motherfucker.
It was right behind you.
He went around to the window
Yeah.
and looked through the
yeah,
bush.
the glass behind you. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
technically to like my right. So
Oh,
like
yeah,
I'm like in
yeah.
the corner, so I'm looking here, and he's literally to the right, and I see him see it, and like my heart just put like, and there were so many times like because I did this constantly for
Yeah.
like years
Yeah.
of like not being allowed. You know, they'd be because for my parents were always hard asses about like you have to have all A's, right? And if you don't have all A's, you're not allowed to play video games on the weekdays or at all or whatever. And just I will carry that feeling forever. Just I'm sure everybody probably
Yeah.
knows that has tried to hide shit from their parents.
Of just them
the
catching you.
sinking feeling of your heart, like when like you knew like when you were running to your room, but you knew you were too
Yeah, it
late,
was
or when
too
you
late.
heard your dad
Dude,
checking.
there were times when like before all of this, when I had a Game Boy and I'd be hiding underneath the covers, when they come in, open the door, and then like I'd like wait for a second, I'd freeze, and I'd like usually have enough time to get comfortable. But then there was times where they just come over, turn on the lights, and flip the covers, and there's my Game Boy exposed, and I'm like, no, please, and I'm busted and grounded.
There's so much. I think that's like a universal thing. Probably anyone that had a DS had, because I've seen literally no
Yeah.
exaggeration 20 different TikToks across the
About
last
it,
year
yeah.
of people specifically playing the DS and playing Mario Kart. And so the meme is always like, just they hide under the covers, but then you just see flashing rainbow lights with the do do do, like the do do do.
They gotta get smart. Turn off the fucking sound and turn the brightness down.
Yeah, but like when you're like panicking, right? You're just
Yeah.
you just throw it, but then you don't close it, and then so it's just playing the fucking music or whatever.
Yeah, no, that's gotta be universal, man. That's gotta be universal.
'Cause I know, Manny, in your house, all of the consoles and computers and stuff are like in your main living room. So did you ever like have to deal with that, like getting grounded and like hide shit, or like I don't know, you got any experiences like that? Were your parents
Yeah, I
beat you?
had more or less the same sort of experiences.
Gotcha.
I remember, like, sometimes I'd go up in, like, in the middle of the night, like, at 2 or 3 a.m. and open up the family computer that's right there in the living room.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be, like, playing some, like, Minecraft.
Beating
because it's
your
like
meat.
right next to your parents'
that
like
yet.
door, right?
Yeah, it's right there.
So do they
I
ever
had to be
catch
really
you?
quiet. And then, like, sometimes they, like, wake up and then, like, come over here. It's like, bitch, go to sleep.
But like, you didn't ever get like, like I don't know.
Did they ground you 'cause of that?
Yeah, I didn't know you as like a kid. So like, I don't really know. Like, yeah, how strict were they with like catching you on shit like that, or like you know what I mean? Like, were they like, because like Red, I bet like every single time he got caught, dude, I guarantee you
Weeks,
month.
months. Yeah,
Month
depends
of
on if
no
I was already
friends.
grounded. Yeah, if I was
Like-
already grounded and they caught me with it and I wasn't supposed to have it, month. No friends. Read Harry Potter.
I know that we talked
Yeah,
about
no.
that. I think on the unaired episode of where you were talking like about how that's why you read Harry Potter for like 50,
30,
31,
2,
32 times. Now you're playing Hogwarts
I
Legacy.
don't like it. I'm not a fan.
You're not a fan?
Yeah, I feel like I traded a piece of my soul for something that wasn't even worth it.
See, I think it would be funny if everyone that plays Hogwarts Legacy, like it was actually this whole time like a hypnotic thing to turn you trans. I think that would be the...
J.K. Rowling would be so tight. She'd be
That
so
would-
mad.
I cannot think of a... Yeah.
She would be pissed. Just creating a whole trans army.
Whole... Man, yeah, that's a whole... We talked... I don't want to like talk about... Even though like it was an unaired episode, I don't really like...
Yeah, we were dumbasses. So we just broke into the studio, sat down on the couch, expecting everything to just work, and just had a whole episode. But nothing was plugged in. None of the microphones are plugged in. I don't even think the lights were on. There was a lot of
A
learning
little
to
bit
do.
of exaggeration, but yeah, that was like going to be our first episode, so it was a practice run. But we were pretty much just having the whole debate of Hogwarts Legacy and all that stuff. But at this point in time, no one's talking about Hogwarts Legacy. Honestly, Hogwarts Legacy broke records on Twitch. It broke records on like the amount of game copies sold.
It's not.
So like it really is.
It
like,
feels so shallow, man. It really does. Like I immediately I just spent another $60 to buy Elden Ring on the laptop. Even I think that says so much. Like I just spent $120 just to play this game now because it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Hogwarts Legacy should have been like a $20 game.
should have been a $20
$20 game, dude.
Man, I'm trying to think of any other It seems like we've been talking about like a lot of like, you know, childhood, like
Oh well, yeah, the
parenting
laptop.
stuff.
I mean, like, so,
Oh, yeah.
like,
Oh, that's what we were talking about. Yeah,
'cause, like,
so, like,
so
you've
I
been wanting to
finally
do it for a while.
I was gonna say, yeah, I've been wanting this laptop for specifically to produce now for a while. Gaming was like now just a side hobby, but I've wanted this forever because obviously everyone in my friend group is a PC gamer, and so growing up, Holden would always give me shit. He'd be like,
I was all
PC
about the
Master
PC
Race,
Master Race,
PC Master
yeah.
Race. And for the longest time, like I still kind of like it, but controllers and stuff, they're great. But yeah, no, there's something about just a nice, clean PC. And the only reason I got it, shout out to Uncle Sam, saved my money for me and then gave it back to me so that way I could afford this. So thank you. I really appreciate it.
I still am
and yeah,
very sad because this is now going to be my second year of owing like $5,000 in taxes.
He gave me 1,500, man.
Plus, they probably owe you another like 15.
Bro, yeah, fuck that. Okay, I mean, like, I'll just come. I worked for Guitar Center for like 2 years, and I was a manager there. And I worked in Connecticut, right? And I moved back to Texas last year, and I didn't work any time in Connecticut at all last year. Somehow, the dumb fucks at Guitar Center think I lived in Connecticut, so I paid Connecticut $1,500 in taxes that I never like.
yeah,
I
we
didn't
don't
live
have
there.
state tax in
Yeah, we don't have state
Texas.
taxes. So I gotta like fight a battle with the Connecticut government to get that money back. But
Yeah,
we'll see.
Good luck.
Yeah.
because it's definitely worth the fight, even if it's going to
$1,500,
even
yeah.
if it's going to cost all this money and stuff like that. Man, that's another like. This is another thing I wish my parents like. I think my parents did a pretty good job at like, you know, they supported me a bunch, and then like I moved out like the second I could at 18, just because I wasn't, you know, vibing with my dad. You know, we were getting in arguments, me being an angsty kid and my dad being, you know, angry dad a little bit sometimes. No, we're close to your poppy, but I think they did a pretty decent job of like slowly weaning me off, right? Like, you know, first it was like, okay, we're not paying for your car insurance. You gotta pay for that yourself. We got you your first, you know, car, like an okay car or whatever. And then like now, like the biggest one was when they were like, we're not paying your medical bills anymore. I was like,
See, at least my
Excuse me?
parents still gave me that. Like, I'm
Excuse
still
me?
on my parents' insurance.
well, I'm on their insurance, but the co-pays when I had to get because when I was a kid, another childhood story. I think we talked about this. First time ever, my parents wouldn't let me ride my bike to school or walk to school in elementary school because it was about like an hour walk or whatever. Rightfully so. First time they let me ride my bike with my friends. I fucking the sidewalk. Whoever I want to find this person to this day. The sidewalk was like, you know, here,
Yeah.
and then the grass was here, so there was like a good
Yeah.
third of a foot
Yeah.
of nothing, of dirt. My tire gets
Sucked
stuck
in,
in there,
yep.
flipped,
Yep.
fucking two front teeth, hit the cement, kill one of them, chip the other.
I always protected my moneymaker. I always did this. I was always good. Like I would just get my hands up in time.
Dude, I don't know what happened,
on
man.
so many
I don't
bike
know
accidents.
what happened.
Never
Just-
ate
it was
shit
like
like that.
two front teeth. So eventually I had to get actually, no, I think it was a different tooth. I think that was just, I forgot. So the different tooth, I guess, from brushing too hard. Don't brush hard. First of all, if you are not supposed to brush super hard on your gums. You're supposed to do circles and get a little bit of the gums right, but you were not supposed to brush your gums really hard because I did that.
Were you just back there power blasting your teeth?
Yeah, because the dentist told me you need to use an electric brush and you need to make sure your gums are getting hit. So here I am, I'm doing my teeth, but I'm making like using the electric toothbrush on
What
not
a
like
silly
way up on the
boy.
gums, but yeah. So gum recession, right? For this tooth right here, gum was like way up here, so I had to get surgery because
Yeah.
if you don't, it's not even a cosmetic thing. I mean, it kind of is, but it's mainly when
Gum
you get
will just-
older,
yeah.
your tooth will fall out, right?
Yeah.
Because so I think it was like I wanted the thing where they would like do the laughing gas or whatever, $1,000. You want laughing gas? And like I'm sitting like I'm at the consultation with my dad, the dentist, and me. And dad looks over like, you want to spend $1,000? I was like, no. So I didn't. I think it was still like $200, $300 that I had to
Damn,
pay just
yeah.
for the injection. Like that was the bare bones, like cheapest thing you could get.
Did the injection hurt?
Oh yeah, always. Yeah, dude. The biggest thing now is like you know I had to go through like a million ingrown toenail
I don't want
surgeries
to talk about
as
your
a kid.
toes. No, please.
They just
please.
told me I'm gonna have to do another surgery.
I hate
probably,
that surgery.
dude.
That's just That's like I don't know, like
That's the worst,
I want you
man.
to know. I feel like, and this is just kind of like a really abstract, random thought. Welcome to the crazy verse. But sometimes at night, I feel like there's a demon just like sucking on my toes with razor sharp teeth, just peeling them off, and it's specifically my big toe. And I think it's from you, motherfucker, talking about that goddamn surgery. It's been in the back of my mind since we were kids, and like, dude,
Dude, no, because no exaggeration, 8 or 9 times. And the worst thing is like, pretend this is like your toe or whatever, right? Before the surgery, they have to do these giant ass needles at the base of your toe, and I think they got to do like 2 of them or something like that. And then
no, chop it off.
They rip
Chop
the nail
it off.
out. They pour acid on the roots
Fucking cut it
of
off.
it.
No,
And
stop.
the ingrown toenail
I
surgeries
told you
are
I
bad.
didn't want to talk about this.
I then had to get surgery on my toe itself, where they cut open my toe.
Stop talking.
Filed
Shut the fuck
down
up.
the
We're
bone.
done.
Is that the way we end the episode?
done.
We're done. We're done. Fuck this shit.
Like to professionally say that I also had ingrown tail.
Shut the fuck up.